Watch this video and then we will talk about it.
There is no list of things that will make you safe from men. They can pass all your tests.
That's one of my amazing mutuals. Go back and look at the video because it's a good one. And I've also tagged another one of my mutuals who I've heard mention what I'm about to talk about. Whenever I share signs and red flags to look for as far as if a man is abusive, manipulating, controlling, toxic, and I share horror stories of my own personal stories of having dated men who completely flipped the script once we were in a serious relationship. Without fail and in complete and total ignorance, a woman usually, sometimes men, but mostly women, will comment and say, "This is why you have discussions about these things before you move in together, before you have children, before you get married." To them, they think that us survivors and some victims of abuse somehow got warning signs before they got locked into a relationship or marriage or pregnancy with these men. They can't fathom the fact that men will literally manipulate you until they have you so far deep into that relationship that now you feel trapped and you put up with it for so long. So to them, from the outside looking in, lacking education when it comes to how abuse works, they say these things and it comes across as shaming the victims who have endured this kind of abuse. You can talk until you're blue in the face. Y'all can hold hands, make plans, walk along the beach watching the sunset, talk about all your things that you want to do. I once had a woman reach out to me and she shared that her and her ex, before they got married, they sat for hours with a little cute notebook and wrote all their rules and boundaries for their relationship. And as soon as I got married, within months, he turned into a completely different person. I once heard a lawyer on this very app say this a while ago, and it has stuck with me ever since. Always have a healthy level of distrust with everyone. Yes, even you, ma'am, watching, with your amazing husband who has never given you any reason to believe that he would ever do anything bad to you. This is why I tell women you always have to be ready to leave at the drop of a hat. I understand you watching, your husband is amazing and y'all love each other and he would never, a lot of people never all the time. Women need to have money in the bank, enough money for 3 months of expenses. If you don't know how much that is, look up apartments or ask somebody who's living on their own what their expenses are. Figure it out. Google it. Y'all be on these dating apps looking at all these bios and FBI searching these men's information for dates. Look up something that's going to help protect you in the future, especially if you have children. After the things that I have been through, you will never catch me ever again in a situation where I don't know how I'm going to leave this man if he turns out to be cuckoo like Cocoa Puffs. I will always be ready to leave, even if the man is amazing. I will always have money to where I can leave and be out on my own. I will always have some kind of income coming in. I once heard a woman say, the worst financial and the riskiest financial decision that a woman can make is depending completely and fully and totally on a man. Yes, say what you want about women who work. They're a slave to capitalism. Whatever the fuck you want to say, I don't care. This is the society that we live in. This is how it is. And unfortunately, when it comes to patriarchy, the person who doesn't make the money has no power. So in the meantime, while we bring awareness to these issues and we try to make changes, this is what we got to do to survive. We always have to be looking out for ourselves. Courtrooms are full of couples who are getting divorced who at one point talked about how amazing their future was going to be. Courtrooms are full of couples getting divorced who the woman thought her man was absolutely amazing. He was wonderful. Courtrooms are full of couples who are now getting divorced who at one point their wife tearfully cried describing just how amazing her husband is. And maybe it's not a situation of abuse, but sometimes people change. People grow apart. Situations happen where people make a bad decision and they cheat. You might wake up one day and be like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is not what I want. My mutual male whose video I stitched, she said this a while ago. This whole fall and the net will catch you. Just fall in love. There ain't no fucking net. The net don't exist, especially for women, especially for people of color, especially for black women. You gotta make your own net. You always have to have a safe and secure plan B. It is a thin line between love and hate. You can be in love with somebody one day and hate each other's guts the next day. Who you marry or who you move in with or who you have a kid with might not necessarily be the same person you divorce, you break up with, or after you pop that child out, or after you sign that lease or that mortgage or whatever. Sure, love somebody if you have a connection and the everything is aligned and they have the right values and you guys are on the same page and they're not crazy right off the bat. Sure, I think that's beautiful. Have an amazing wedding, but always have a plan in place to where if shit hits the fan, you will be okay. And even if you don't care about yourself, okay, whatever. If you have children, always have a plan in place to where they will be okay. We're not living in a romantic comedy, okay, y'all? This is real, actual life, and people are getting fucked over and screwed all the time. Women end up homeless. Women end up in situations where their kids can be taken away from them. Women end up in situations where they are left broke with absolutely nothing. So we have to be wise, okay, and listen to people like me who have been through shit. And be smart and say, you know what, I'm going to learn from what these people are telling me because I don't want to end up like that. But, hey, I don't force feed people to do anything. If you want to, fall listlessly and not have a plan and put your trust in an imperfect human beings that have been proven to change at the drop of a hat, human beings who we're all capable of doing bad things. And hey, you know what? Who am I?